Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news this morning, a woman is badly hurt after a shooting in Wake County. What deputies are telling us from that scene near Wendell.
More breaking news. A lightning strike is being blamed for a fire overnight. Crews say smoke was visible from more than a mile away, even in the darkness of night.
And as much as 6 to 7 inches of rain has fallen in parts of our southern counties where we have a flash flood warning in effect right now. I'll show you who's affected and how long it will last.
And the man accused of killing a Garner family in a crash is due in court today. Coming up, an update on that investigation. A lot of news to tell you about here on this Monday morning, July 1st, as we begin a new month. Mother Nature putting on a lightning show out there with scattered storms. We'll get to Elizabeth in just a moment. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, fireworks before the 4th here as we get our week started, July 1st. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. We got some serious rain in some areas.
Really, this was amazing. I mean, we needed rain, but it's, sometimes too much all at once, especially in our southern counties. We continue to have scattered showers and thunderstorms, even a little bit more isolated rain starting to pop up again in some of our western counties. But let's take a look down here to the south. Right here, it's mostly in Sampson County, but parts of Cumberland County as well. A flash flood warning. It's going to be this middle box right here. It does expire at 8:15, but we've seen 6 or 7 inches of rain here. This is mostly a rural area right north of Roseboro in Sampson County where the heaviest rain has fallen, but just be very careful no matter where you are, but especially in our southern counties. More thunder and lightning, some Spring Hope over toward Red Oak, Elm City through Rocky Mount, Tarboro, seeing some heavy rain. We had some heavy rain across parts of Johnston County. That is now moving into Wayne County. So it's a messy start out there for some folks. We take a look at Futurecast, and we're going to see all this rain sliding out by around 9 or 10 o'clock this morning, and a nice air mass fills in behind. We have some heavy rain falling right now in Zebulon. 77 is our temperature, and our dew point is 74, so it's a very warm, sticky start this morning. We climbed to 84. That's it this afternoon. With some sunshine and a drop in humidity. Should be fabulous. Not fabulous. Hurricane Beryl likely to make landfall in the Leeward Islands with the winds at 120 miles per hour. It continues to move across the Caribbean. It's Category 3 right now, but could become Category 4 over the next day or two. I'll show you more about where that's headed and what's next.
Let's take a look at traffic now. Thanks, Elizabeth. I'm Brett Neeson for Ken Smith this morning here on a Monday morning, 6:02 right now, and you can see our current road condition map. All of that green indicates wet roads, and of course it's moving eastward, just as Elizabeth showed you with that radar. Taking a look at the traffic itself, the map showing a lot of green as well. Maybe a couple slowdown pockets right there near the Clayton bypass on I-40 westbound coming in from the Johnston County area. Nothing major at this point. We're going to continue to keep an eye on it though and let you know if that changes. Here's our live look at I-40 at Lake Wheeler Road. Traffic flowing in both directions right now.
Breaking news this morning, a woman is seriously hurt after a shooting near Wendell. It happened on Hodge Road just before 11 o'clock last night. Nick Perlin is there in the WRAL Breaking News tracker. Nick, deputies they're still on that scene. They've been there for more than 7 hours now.
And Jeff, that's right. We did see them start to remove some of the crime scene tape behind me, but they're still focusing their search on a home a little bit further down Hodge Road. I do want to get you to this video from the WRAL Breaking News tracker to show you what this crime scene looked like shortly after those gunshots rang out. This is at around 11, and you can see crime scene tape blocking off this area of Hodge Road, as well as dogs helping deputies try to gather more evidence as they try to figure out what exactly happened and what led to this shooting late last night, I should say. We do know one woman was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. We're still trying to learn from the Wake County Sheriff's Office if they know who fired that gun. And of course, we're still working to get an update on that woman's condition. I'll keep working to get more information and be sure to update you. Live in Wake County, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
More breaking news. Crews in Wake County say a lightning strike caused a fire that burned a barn overnight. The fire broke out on NC 42 in Willow Spring around 11:30 last night. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News tracker after firefighters were able to get the flames under control. Crews say they saw smoke from nearly a mile away as they were headed to the scene. No one was hurt.
Good morning, I'm Chris Lovingood in the WRAL Live Center. I want to step out here so I can show you this image here. You'll see there's a tree that's down and some power lines along with it. This is in Wake Forest, specifically Ligon Mill Road. It's actually closed between Forest Road and Wake Drive because of this. A detour is in place as motorists may want to avoid that area, according to the town of Wake Forest. I did look at the outage map. It didn't look like there was anything too wild in terms of outages there. I'm going to refresh the map here in a little bit. It's not coming up just yet. But I'll have an update for you here in the WRAL Live Center soon.
Thanks, Chris. Today, the man charged in a crash that killed a young family of 3 in Garner is due in court for the first time. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live in Garner this morning. Kelsey, Jordan Porter was just released from the hospital Friday after the crash happened on Memorial Day. Renee, we're expecting to see Jordan Porter in court in just a few hours, and this is just about a month after that crash happened. And now 3 crosses have been placed at this intersection on US 70 in Garner, where that family was killed. We first gave you a look at Porter's mugshot Friday when he was released from the hospital and put in custody. He's facing multiple charges, including second-degree murder and driving while impaired. Warrants show he was drinking and smoking marijuana before the crash. Porter ran a red light on US 70, hitting the Campbell family's car. Tyler and Susan Campbell died at the scene. Their son Miles was taken to the hospital where he later died. Porter's bond was set at $3 million. We'll be sure to have a crew there in court and keep you updated. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Garner.
Today, the Supreme Court is expected to release its ruling on whether President Trump should get absolute immunity from charges related to the January 6th Capitol riots. Now, Trump claims he should have absolute immunity as when he was president. It is arguably the most anticipated and consequential case the High Court has had this term. There are as many as 4 opinions the court is set to hand down, including the Trump immunity case.
Hurricane Beryl is expected to hit the Caribbean today as a record-breaking Category 4 storm. This is video from Trinidad and Tobago, where people enjoyed one more day at the beach yesterday before the storm arrives. Beryl is expected to be the strongest storm the area has seen since Hurricane Ivan in 2004. It's the earliest Cat 4 hurricane on record in the Atlantic Ocean.
The next time you go to the DMV, you may be paying more than you did the last time you went. DMV offices across the state are raising their fees this summer. And WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from the DMV on Avon Ferry Road in Raleigh. And these hikes, Laura, they apply to dozens of services that folks need.
Yes, Jeff, good morning. Dozens of fees at the DMV offices like this one here behind me are going up more than 19% starting today. This morning here at this location, you can see 6 a.m. we already have a line forming. The doors open at 7, but they're going to be greeted with signs like this, letting them know of some new fees and charges that will begin today. So costs for both driver's license and vehicle registrations will be among nearly 90 fees increasing. The North Carolina DMV says state law requires it to adjust fees and rates every 4 years because of inflation. A 5-year driver's license will now cost you about $32.50. And an 8-year license will run you $52. Learner's permits will go up by $4 overall, and duplicate licenses will now be $2.75 more. Now, the annual fee for private passenger vehicle registrations will go up $7.50. I also want to tell you about this. Registration fees will also go up for commercial vehicles, motorcycles, and more. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Starting today, you'll have to pay to ride on a Go Raleigh bus once again. The bus service has been free the past 4 years. Passengers can expect to now pay $1.25 for one trip. The discounted fare is 60 cents for people with disabilities or who have Medicare. Kids 12 and under and adults 65 and older can ride for free. Teens can ride for free with a youth pass.
President Biden's family is encouraging him to stay in the race against former President Donald Trump. This comes as Biden's shaky performance in Thursday's debate has some Democrats calling for him to step aside. Biden's advisors tell CNN his family is giving him unequivocal support during a get-together at Camp David this weekend. A source also says the Bidens have discussed whether to fire top advisors who prepared the president for that debate.
This July 4th holiday week could set more records for travel. AAA predicts more than 70 million people will travel at least 50 miles from home between June 29th and July 7th. That would be the most ever for this holiday. TSA says it expects to screen more than 32 million passengers for the holiday week. It says the summer as a whole might set a new record, and July 4th tends to be the peak time for summer travel.
Simone Biles is on her way to the Olympics again. The reigning world champion secured her spot on Team USA with a dominating win last night in the all-around competition at the Olympic trials. She'll become only the 4th American woman to compete in 3 Olympic Games. Suni Lee, Jordan Childs, Jade Carey, and Hesley Rivera will join her on USA women's gymnastics team in Paris later this month. This morning on Today, an exclusive interview with the 5 women headed to Paris. They sat down with Hoda Kotb immediately after last night's results. Today starts at 7 o'clock right here on WRAL. Federal prosecutors will offer Boeing a plea deal after 2 deadly crashes of its jets. The charge Boeing is facing and what is expected the company to do if it accepts this offer.
A call for answers after a police officer shoots and kills a 13-year-old. What police in upstate New York say led to that shooting.
And very heavy rain in our southern counties has led to a flash flood warning that is happening right now for parts of Sampson and Cumberland County. It expires at 8:15. I'll show you when we should see rain tapering off across the viewing area.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio in Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, a cold front is moving across our area this morning. Still some heavy rain in places and lightning. A few isolated showers developing in areas where the rain had already moved through. But the big story is what's happening down here in our southern counties. Look at this. This is a radar estimate of 8 inches of rain that's fallen just north of Roseboro, east of Fayetteville, west of Clinton. So flash flood warning here expires at 8:15. We'll talk about some of the other rainfall totals across our area. The rain is moving on out of here. We're going to see a nice afternoon, sunshine, and a nice drop in our humidity, but it is a messy start this morning. You see the wet conditions here in Goldsboro. Walking the dog this morning feels steamy, even if you're not seeing the showers and thunderstorms. But this afternoon, if you're walking the dog at 6 o'clock, 82 with a drop in our humidity. Looking forward to that, Brett.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Let's take a look at traffic right now, and we are seeing delay-free across the board, which is really good news. Our delay map here, no delays coming in on any of our major routes in or out of Raleigh. Same goes for over in the Durham area. Delay-free right now at 6:14, which is good news. Take a live look outside right now at I-40 at Avon Ferry Road. Traffic flowing in both directions, which is really good. Not seeing any delays out there on 40 or the Durham Freeway at this point either. If any of those incidents pop up, though, of course, we will let you know. Let's go over to Renee Chu, who is looking at a story over in Goldsboro right now.
Yeah, Brett, after a wave of shootings, a Goldsboro community activist is sharing his solutions on how to improve reducing violence in the city. Goldsboro's police chief shared at a recent meeting that there are 4 areas in the city that have challenges with violent crime. The mayor has called for a task force to address the violence. Others are pushing for more patrols. Activist Richard Taylor believes addressing those hotspots of violence will take more than just police intervention.
Going to be up to the community, the members of the community, to start engaging, policing ourselves and, interacting with those youth out here.
Goldsboro's police chief says despite the recent shootings, violent crime is down in the city overall.
People in upstate New York want answers after police shot and killed a 13-year-old boy. Hundreds of people in Utica came out Sunday for a meeting hosted by the city's mayor. They say they want police accountability after the death of a teen Friday night. Police say they stopped Nia Mouet and another boy because they fit the descriptions of armed robbery suspects. Police said Mouet ran away before turning up and pointing a weapon at officers. One officer tackled him, another shot him. The weapon the boy was holding was a BB gun.
The Justice Department plans to seek a guilty plea from Boeing over a charge tied to 2 crashes of 737 MAX planes. The DOJ plans to formally offer a plea agreement. It includes a financial penalty and a corporate monitor to audit the company's safety and compliance practices for 3 years. The department says it will give Boeing until the end of the week to respond to the offer. The decision comes after the Justice Department found that Boeing violated a 2021 agreement that had shielded it from from prosecution over the fatal crashes involving 737 MAX jets. Boeing has declined to comment.
France's far-right party is celebrating its lead after the first round of the country's elections. Supporters of the National Rally Party cheered last night as the results were announced. The win puts France on course for its first far-right government since World War II. Many French voters are frustrated about inflation and economic concerns. A runoff vote will happen July 7th.
Tonight at 6, a truck stolen while under the care of a valet service in Raleigh. That's what happened to a man who says he was celebrating his mom's birthday at a restaurant in North Hills.
Next thing you know, guy comes back, hey, I can't find your car.
Only on WRAL tonight at 6, 5 on your side's Keely Arthur investigates Royal Parking Inc., including its F rating with the Better Business Bureau and complaints filed with the Attorney General's office. She'll share who is at fault when a car is stolen under the custody of a valet.
Team USA's swimming practice is happening now at Triangle Aquatic Center in Cary. TAC has been working with USA Swimming for the past year. The domestic training camps are happening now through July 10th. The Olympic Games in Paris get started July 26th.
It is 6:17 and happening right now. We have scattered storms and lightning across the eastern part of our viewing area. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner has been tracking these storms as they move eastward.
And they're moving very slowly. The models really are trying to push this out pretty quickly, but it's, of course, right now 6:18, and we still have a very slow-moving line of thunderstorms, mainly along the I-95 corridor. But we have had a few isolated showers start to redevelop along and north of I-85 as well. So this is just going to be an ongoing thing for most of us, probably through the bulk of the morning commute, especially if you're farther to the east. We have a flash flood warning. This is the most serious thing that's happening out there right now. Just north of Roseboro, west of Clinton, east of Fayetteville. They're mostly across Sampson, but parts of Cumberland County. We've seen as much as 6 to 8 inches of rain in this area just in the last few hours. So be careful there. A little farther to the north, another pocket there just south of Anger, north of Dunn, close to that I-95 corridor with as much as 4 to 5 inches of rain. Other parts of the viewing area have seen as little as a trace of rain, but that pocket in our southern counties, you definitely want to be careful there. Thunder and lightning here across parts of Rocky Mount down toward Wilson, Edgecombe County seeing that down toward Wayne County as well. You can see Red Oak, Enfield, Pine Tops, all seeing some of this rain out there this morning. Some of that rain's coming down pretty heavily. But take a look across the region. It is cloudy everywhere. It's drier in Chapel Hill and Apex, but definitely wet in Goldsboro and Fayetteville at the moment. We take a look at Futurecast, and you can watch that rain slipping on out of here by around 8 or 9 o'clock. And then by lunchtime, we're clearing. Once we clear, we're going to see drier air mass working its way through. So you're going to notice a much different feel by the evening commute versus the morning commute, where it's really warm and sticky out there. We're watching Hurricane Beryl, which is a Category 3 storm right now, but once it crosses the Leeward Islands, may become Category 4 again as it moves into parts of the Caribbean. Right now, moving west at 20 miles per hour with winds at 120, but becoming 130 potentially by this afternoon, and then Category 2 as it approaches the Yucatan Peninsula over the weekend. We are also watching Tropical Storm Chris made landfall just a little while ago, and it will begin to dissipate. There's another system coming off the coast of Africa with a 70% chance of developing. So we could have our D storm possibly in the next few days. Very active in the tropics because of those warm ocean temperatures. That's what storms use for fuel. Beautiful for the next couple of days. Nice in the mornings, pleasant in the afternoon, but we're back to some intense heat for Thursday and Friday and a chance of storms Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the long holiday weekend. Brett?
Thanks, Elizabeth. Let's take a look at traffic right now. 6:20 on your Monday morning. A lot of green on our map, which is good news. I am starting to notice this pocket of slowdowns right there near the Clayton bypass, I-40 westbound. It's right there, and as soon as you get past it, you're back in the green, which is good news. But I'm going to continue to keep my eye on that and let you know if anything else pops up over there. Beltline looking good. This is 440 at Capitol Boulevard, flowing in both directions. 40 out by the airport in the Durham Freeway, also clear right now.
Thanks, Brett. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg will be in Raleigh today for a major groundbreaking. It's the start of a $1 billion project that will speed up travel by rail.
The Florida Panthers are celebrating their Stanley Cup, but some other cats are getting a lot of attention after the victory parade. Paul Maurice's shout out to his pets coming up in What's Trending.
And here are your winning NC Education Lottery numbers on your screen right now.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Today in What's Trending, Will Smith is back with a brand new song.
He debuted You Can Make It live at the BET Awards last night. Here's a listen to that.
Out of the madness, out of the maze, and out of the sadness into the rage. The darkest of nights will turn into days, and every storm runs out of rain. Hold on. Your brother Will, if I could testify for a minute about how tough times will last on.
Okay, quite a production there. The gospel-infused song features Friday and the Sunday service choir.
And when you heard that lyric, every storm runs out of rain, you have to wonder if perhaps he was referencing how he weathered that storm from the infamous slap. But now he's making new music, performing on BET. He's got that big movie out, Bad Boys, right? Ride or Die. So he's certainly coming out on the other side of that storm.
That's what I thought of immediately, the slap, right?
Well, Paul Maurice had a couple special shout outs during his Stanley Cup parade speech. He showed off his pet cats, Poppy and Penny. His daughter photoshopped the faces onto the Florida Panthers logo for his T-shirt. On the back of it, you see one of the cats with the Florida Panther claws.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Poppy on the front, Penny on the back. It's that was a well done little deal there. He had a deal with his daughter. He'd wear it if they won the cup. They won it, so he kept his word. Now they're the most popular cats in Florida.
Yeah, famous. A castle buried beneath North Carolina's largest sand dune is fully visible once again. Jockey's Ridge in Dare County in the Outer Banks hid a secret castle beneath its ever-shifting sands. The structure is the remains of a 1970s mini golf course that was swallowed long ago. This summer, though, the full castle has been unveiled by the shifting sands. You can read more about it and see more pictures at WRAL.com. Breaking news this morning, a barn goes up in flames in southern Wake County. Officials say a lightning strike is to blame.
And heavy rain and thunderstorms this morning are leading to a flash flood warning in some of our southern counties. I'll show you where we've seen 7 to 8 inches of rain overnight.
And the man accused of killing a Garner family in a crash is due in court today. Coming up, an update on that investigation.